strategy is me leaving with my hand, rolls and everybody mouth dropping. That's how I can, sums it up. And hey, I slapped Steven so hard.
Yeah, that looked real.
They here to test me for steroids.
Terence Crawford has delivered a serious warning to Canelo Alvarez ahead of their highly anticipated September showdown. Meanwhile, Adaharn shared his take on the matchup, saying he has always hoped for a Canelo victory because of the time he has spent working with him. But after spending time with Crawford, Riyad Hearn admitted that Crawford's strong mindset and confidence left a major impression. He explained that Crawford's true.
You still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
No, I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you feel...
Of course, yeah. I like Terence. I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and, but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. I know he can win for sure. But Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him. And I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
Additionally, Terence Crawford's sparring partner Troy spoke about Crawford's preparation, saying that size won't be a problem and that Crawford is completely ready for the big fight. Ellie added that his son Terence will be prepared and able to handle whatever comes his way. When asked for a prediction, Ellie said he believes Crawford will win, but he wants to see how the fight unfolds before making a final call. Hashtag comma.
My boy Terence gonna be ready. You see the size, ain't nothing. My boy Terence gonna be ready. We gonna be locked in. It's a it's a big fight. And my boy Terence gonna take care of business, and he ready for it.
How do you think? You got a prediction? Obviously, you think he's gonna win. Do you think you'll stop him?
I gotta see it. It's my prediction is Terence will win. However, I gotta see.
Terence Crawford, meanwhile, has made it clear that his full focus is on the fight with Canelo Alvarez. He wouldn't reveal his strategy, but he did say that his goal is to leave the ring with his hand raised and leave everyone in complete shock.
I ain't gonna break it down to you. You know what I mean? How the strategy is me leaving with my hand, rolls and everybody mouth dropping. That's how I can, sums it up.
Furthermore, Terence Crawford said that he isn't chasing Canelo Alvarez personally, but wants the opportunity to face the best fighter of his era. He called Canelo the most accomplished boxer in the sport today, aside from himself, and expressed his desire to challenge another top-level opponent. Crawford believes a matchup between him and Canelo would be the most significant fight in boxing right now. Hashtag.
I'm chasing Canelo. I think that's a broad statement. I just want the opportunity, to fight the best fighter in my generation that's out there. He's the most accomplished fighter in today's sports of boxing, other than myself. And I would just like to, fight another great. That's it. I think it'll be the biggest fight in the sport of boxing.
However, Terence Crawford's fame surged after reports spread that he knocked out a sparring partner with a single slap. His incredible power sparked speculation, with some suggesting he was being tested for serious strength. Throughout training camp, he impressed both fans and experts with his raw power and relentless intensity.
Hey, I slapped Steven so hard.
Yeah, that looked real.
They here to test me for steroids. Let's go. 1, 2. Damn, man.
Additionally, Anthony Durrell shared his excitement for the fight, saying it will be an intense matchup, especially with Crawford moving up in weight. He emphasized that sparring bigger opponents in the gym isn't the same as trading real punches in a fight, where every shot feels sharper and more dangerous. Durrell believes the key question is whether Crawford can handle Canelo's power over multiple rounds. Still, He expressed confidence in Crawford's preparation, noting that Crawford wouldn't step into a fight like this unless he was fully ready. When asked who he would bet on, Durrell didn't hesitate and boldly picked Terence Crawford.
Good fight. I think Crawford is coming up in weight. Everybody want to know how he's going to handle Canelo's power. I think Crawford has sparred bigger people, but not fought big people without a headgear. It's totally different sparring and fighting, because you're going to feel that punch in fighting for sure. So we got to see how he handles it. But I think he'll handle it, or he wouldn't be going up. I mean, it's Terence Crawford. If he know he can do it, he can do it. 100%.
If you had to put money on it, who would you put money on?
Terence Crawford. 100%. Yeah.
Terence Crawford, 100%, Amir Khan said. He commented on the upcoming fight between Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, noting that picking a winner will be extremely tough. He pointed out that Canelo naturally carries more weight and hits very hard, based on his own experience in the ring with him. Amir recalled feeling the difference in strength and size firsthand. At the same time, he remembered Crawford feeling physically strong during their bout. The main distinction, according to Amir, is in the power of their punches. Crawford hits hard, but Canelo's strikes are more explosive, capable of ending a fight in an instant.
Hard fight to call, Canelo Crawford, because, Crawford is a big guy as well. I mean, I normally would say Canelo because he's a bigger guy, but and normally he's bigger than his opponents and he puts on the weight well. And when I fought him, he was much heavier and bigger than me. But then again, when I fought against Crawford was as big as Canelo. But I just don't feel that Crawford hits as hard as Canelo. Canelo hits very hard. I mean, his power is, his power is like unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you watch the fight and you see,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Well, with Crawford's got power. Don't get me wrong. Crawford's got amazing power. But the thing is that it's not that knockout power that Canelo has. Now, you have to understand.
Anderson Hitchens shared his belief that Terence Crawford has a real shot at beating Canelo Alvarez, even though he is a very different fighter from those who have faced Canelo before, like Floyd Mayweather or Dimitri Bivol. Hitchens said Crawford's intelligence and ring awareness could allow him to carve his own path to victory without copying anyone else's style. He believes Crawford should focus on his own strengths and strategy. At the same time, Hitchens was careful not to predict a knockout, noting that Canelo has never been stopped and questioning whether even a fighter as skilled as Crawford could be the first.
Canelo 10 years ago or so. Now, is that the same Canelo that is out there now? But a lot of people saying Canelo's maybe past his best. Now with Crawford's come off some good wins, looking really good. But still, the age is very similar. Both guys are getting on towards the end of their career. I think it's evenly matched, but I do lean more towards Canelo in this one, even though Crawford's a very close friend of mine and helped me in my training camp for my last fight. But it's a hard fight to call because both fighters are at the top of the game. I think it's something that boxing's not seen for a very, very long time, where you've got two fighters. It's hard to say who's going to win. It is a 50-50 fight. Is it skill or power that's going to win, or is it skill or speed that's going to win the fight? We don't know. So
after watching his brother struggle against Canelo after moving up in weight, Jermall Charlo warned Crawford not to make the same mistake. He advised that Crawford's goal shouldn't be to try to match Canelo's strength, but to stay true to the qualities that define him: his quick footwork, agility, and ring awareness. Charlo emphasized that changing too much for a higher weight class could hurt Crawford, and that sticking to what has always worked for him will give him the best chance to succeed.
Crawford is one of the most crappiest dudes that Canelo going to be in the ring with. Hand speed, IQ, long arms, speed, power. Switch hitter. I just think that it's going to be a lot for. It's going to be something different for Canelo, but and Canelo's Canelo. Canelo been first title defense was in 2011 versus Ricky Hatton, and he's still on top to the present time. So this is over 10 years. We're going on like 15 years of this guy fighting on the championship level. So there's nothing new for him. So I do believe that it's going to be a huge fight for both guys. But obviously I'm backing Bud. I have a personal relationship with Terence Crawford, and he's a black fighter, and I do want to see my own winning. I think Bud is a great guy, especially always being hands-on with the young fighters coming up behind him, guys like me, Shakur, Devin Haney's, being in the gym with guys like us, and just giving us free game and shit like that. So I think that would be motivation for the young ones behind him, to show them like, yeah, like I could do it, like you could do it too. So I really want to do see Bud win that fight, and I think that he can.
Jim Lampley offered a more balanced perspective, though he leaned slightly toward Crawford because of the natural size difference. He praised both fighters for their sustained success at the top. Lampley highlighted Crawford's versatility in shifting between offense and defense as a key factor, especially in the later rounds when fatigue could affect the rhythm of the fight.
All right, my brother Canelo, not me. I like Crawford in this fight, and he gets to stay big. But my brother even told me that was his mistake that he made. He thought going up in weight, I got to get massive, I got to get big to beat Canelo. It made him slower. It made his reflexes slower. He'll tell you himself. He didn't feel like the Jermell Charlo that y'all seen him fight Tony Harris. Crawford, I feel like that's the same thing as that. You want to get big to try to absorb Canelo punches and all this, but that's not, technically, that's not the Crawford that we're going to see. And then Crawford going up there to fight Canelo at 68, when he's not a 68-pounder, where's the motivation? Y'all got to think about it like
Big
that.
for Crawford is big.
The money is good, but I don't expect Terence Crawford to be the Terence Crawford that was knocking out Gamboa, doing all. I don't expect that type of kick, Terence Crawford.
But does it look Canelo?
I'm not picking either one of them.
Manny Pacquiao also shared his thoughts, offering a more objective perspective. The legendary 8th Division champion highlighted Crawford's agility and skill at avoiding punches as major advantages. But he also acknowledged how challenging it is to face someone with Canelo's power and presence. Pacquiao didn't pick a definitive winner, though his comments leaned slightly in Canelo's favor while still recognizing Crawford's potential to win.
You're not going to beat Canelo until somehow over a long period of time, Canelo beats himself. If he gets tired of all the discipline he has had to employ to make all the money he's made, if he has enough giant ranches in the Yucatan, if he has enough beautiful horses, if he has had enough unforgettable dinners with Mexican billionaires in Mexico City and Vegas, then maybe. But my guess is he will retire without incurring another loss, because it's important to him to do.
Recognizing Crawford's skill and determination, Bradley pointed out that Canelo has already spent significant time adjusting to the super middleweight division, giving him a natural advantage. Crawford, in contrast, is moving into a weight class he has never fought in, and his inexperience at 168 pounds could be a major challenge if the fight turns into a close, action-packed battle. Bradley noted that Canelo is naturally strong and comfortable in his weight class, so he can stay relaxed, while Crawford cannot rely on trading punches freely. Still, Bradley said the matchup has become more balanced, especially after seeing how easily Crawford moves and avoids Canelo's attacks. He recalled how well Madmanov performed against Crawford at 154 and how Ortiz handled Madmanov, which made him wonder if both Canelo and Crawford might be past their peak. He also noted that Crawford is not a fighter who runs, and while he is slightly taller, the height difference is minimal. Fighters Canelo's size are rarely stopped unless they are exceptional, like Floyd Mayweather. Bradley still believes Canelo could win by knockout, but he admits his confidence in that outcome has lessened.
Canelo versus Crawford. Crawford's moving up like 20 pounds. What do you think? Good. Good for Canelo. Good for Canelo?
No.
Don't worry. 16 years old. Asante. Manny, any advice on Crawford moving up in weight? You did it so many times. Any advice for Crawford moving up in weight? You did it so many times and you were successful. What do you tell Crawford? Any advice?
My advice to him is just focus on speed and
Joel Diaz firmly stated that Terence Crawford has virtually no chance of beating Canelo Alvarez, even though Crawford is his favorite fighter and, in his view, the best pound-for-pound boxer. Diaz explained that moving from 147 pounds to 168 is a massive jump, and while Crawford might perform well in the early rounds, the size and power difference would eventually dominate. He noted that Canelo has taken punches from heavy hitters like Gennady Golovkin without serious trouble. If Golovkin, one of the hardest punchers in the division, couldn't hurt him, Crawford certainly will struggle when Canelo lands clean shots. Diaz compared the situation to when Demetrius Andrade moved up in weight to face David Benavidez. Andrade looked sharp at first, but faded quickly as the power and size advantage took over. He believes Crawford could face a similar fate. Despite Crawford's world-class skills, Diaz thinks the physical disadvantage is simply too great. Once the size gap becomes clear, the fight would shift entirely. To him, this matchup seems more like a business move than a fair contest. A chance for Crawford to earn a big payday, rather.
Terence he never touched the canvas. That was his first time. And it also comes with the fact that Terence is just, that's his mentality. It's tough. A little bit of me moving forward. That's what scares me about the Canelo fight, to be honest with you. Because
he ain't gonna back down. He ain't gonna back down.
No,
not.
He's not gonna back, and he's tough. And that's what scares me about that fight, because you don't need to be trading with that bull. Like, I know you're strong.
Shocker Stevenson said he believes Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. He acknowledged that Canelo is an excellent fighter, but feels Crawford has all the tools he needs to win. When asked about the weight difference, Shocker said people talk about it too much, and he doesn't think it will be a major factor. He noted that while David Benavidez is much bigger, Canelo isn't especially tall and isn't dramatically bigger than Crawford. Shocker also recalled a conversation with Buzianis, where they agreed that Crawford could even stop Canelo if Canelo underestimated his power or made mistakes during the fight. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.